This is a mobile weather station, and you might have seen others that people have on their roofs or in their backyards, and they're a little bigger, and maybe they're more accurate, but they're not as mobile as this guy. This I can throw in my backpack or even my back pocket, and I can take with me anywhere. I'm not trying to advertise this. What I'm saying is I have this thing powered by a single AA battery, the USB-C charged Paleblue AA battery. This whole thing can run on a single AA battery for about 300 hours, almost half a month. That means if I have this guy, a spare AA battery charged by the 21-watt solar panel by Paleblue as well, I could run this thing indefinitely without ever having to throw a single battery away. This guy is extremely nice to have. The back on it makes it waterproof, so I don't need to worry about if the battery inside is waterproof or the technology is. It just sits on top of this unit right here. I can balance it with some modifications that I made, and now this guy will give me an accurate reading of all of those temperature and pressure readings that I need. Powering my weather station with a Paleblue lithium-ion battery charged with USB-C using the Paleblue solar panel means that I could run this thing probably forever. One AA battery will let this thing run for about 10 to 15 days. That's incredible. If I have just one other battery charged on the Paleblue solar panel, it's gonna take less than 1 day to charge it, and I can swap this thing out as much as I need to, and it will just continue to give me accurate weather readings. See, the station gives me, we've got temperature, heat index, relative humidity, wind speed, station pressure, dew point, altitude, density altitude, barometric pressure, compass magnetic direction, compass true direction, crosswinds, headwinds, wind chill, and wet bulb temp. I have no idea what that one is, but it doesn't matter. It also will save all this data for me. Having a weather station like this means I might be able to predict what tomorrow's weather is going to be. I can prepare better, and even possibly a couple days in advance. I'm just barely learning how to do this whole weather thing, but this is one of the major tools, and I'm gonna power this tool exclusively with my Paleblue AA batteries. Every time I use one of these batteries, I don't use an alkaline battery. I don't use something that's gonna end up in a landfill. I can use these things about 1,000 times before I have to replace it, and at that point, they're extremely recyclable. So they never have to end up in the trash. So not only do I get the benefit of not having to pay to replace the batteries in this every single time I need a new one, and being able to run it indefinitely, I also don't add waste to this earth. Inside of this battery is a lithium-ion cell, which produces 3.7 volts, and a BMS that drops it down to 1.5 volts. So the moment I put this in here, it thinks it's a brand new alkaline battery, and it continues to think that up until it's almost dead, which makes it ideal. It's going to optimize its performance. So when it comes to electronics, using a stable voltage like the Paleblue AA battery means that you're going to get the best performance. These things were designed to work with 1.5 volts. Giving it anything less, like nickel metal hydride, which is 1.2 volts, means it starts off thinking it's about a quarter of the way till it's dead. So next time you look into getting rechargeable batteries, consider Paleblue. 1.5 volts throughout the duration of the battery is a big deal. USB-C and charging over their solar panel means you're not going to touch your electric grid. These things are cheaper every time you use them. In all of my tests, the Paleblue have been more reliable than my other rechargeable batteries. My other ones, if I get them too low, they won't charge anymore. But this guy, the BMS protects it from getting so low that it can't charge. So it's just a no-brainer. Consider Paleblue when you're looking at them. I recommend them. They do a great job.